Hello, I'm Joni. I'm not so fast. I wanted to share my, what are these? Oh yeah, they're my miniature and doll books. So I've got a few, I've been collecting these here and there over many years now. And as I've been reorganizing, they were pretty much on my shelf in a general area, but I've added a few things to, that were in different places. So I've got the pile complete. It's about to go back on the shelf proper. But I also plan to make a journal with some of the pieces I don't use. So there's some other stuff I've been pulling. So as I find doll related articles in the magazines and the other things that I'm chopping up, I can put them with it and then I can decide how I'm going to do it. But remember I was given this recently by my stepmother. That was her mother's from her stash. I believe that's where that came from. And it's just the doll body. And it's still in the package. It's open, but it's not opened. You can still see the little things. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet. But I don't think I want to, I want to preserve it in some way. So I've got that. Okay, and then these are, now I will admit that I don't actually plan on chopping all of these up. I plan on keeping most of them, but there'll be a few things. So I have a couple of these little tiny books I picked up one time at a, like a antique shop and, or, an antiques market type place. And I loved these tiny little books. This is Lynn's Miniature Treasures. And it's got some little, I'll show you inside what it's so cute. Okay, I'll see if I can find a year to it, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. But anyway, here you just have tons of teeny tiny. It's beautiful. Look at that lamp. I'm assuming you can see that, yeah? Oh my goodness. Look at the little straw holder. So, this is so beautiful. And it's not torn up or anything, so I'm not sure yet. I keep reminding myself that I do not have to cut up anything today. Nothing has to be cut up today, so I can still hang on to it. There'll come a day where I might have nothing else to do, and I'll go, today's the day. But in the meantime, I enjoy looking at them like this. But I do really want to, use these pages in my work. So it's kind of just an older, I don't have a year. Let me see if we can get a year. This is Lynn's Miniature Treasures, Department 1502, North Wales, PA. That's Pennsylvania, I think. And it went to somebody in Kansas, but I don't see any kind of year on it there. Let me see, which seems odd for a, an order book that there's no year. They accept MasterCard, Bank America card, Visa, and American Express. No, I'm not saying any year. Here's another one as well, with a green cover. So it doesn't have any date or month or information. Member Miniature of America. So yeah, I'm not sure. Look at the little Santa. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish I had them. And again, I don't see anything on here giving you any kind of information about a date. I could look them up, but nonetheless, they're cool. I don't care where they're from. Not today, that's for sure. Those are a little old. You could think about it by looking at the items in the book, but then, dollhouses come in all different eras, so I wouldn't know. There's another little, catalog. This is 78.79, Wonderful World of Miniatures. It was $1 once. It's not in color, but it still has furniture, plans. I don't know if I was a miniature doll person, I would think these books would be cool to own. But I don't know that. I mean, maybe they already have them. And they go, no, chop it up. It's fine. We have plenty. But they're in really good condition. And I don't know, let's see, do we have a year on this one? No, we did have a year. It was 78 and 79. Okay, then I had this one too. This is, well, this one I want to chop up, okay, because it's the second White House. And I'm doing a journal with this. And so this is it took 16 years and hundreds and thousands of dollars to turn John Zwiffel's dream of an authentically detailed miniature White House into reality. His beautiful 1/12 scale replica depicts the White House as it was on July 4th, 1976. And that goes in with my 13 days of independence. And so I do plan to add this. It's stapled, so I'm going to keep it in pages. But it will be put into something just because it's got all that kind of information about the White House. It's just got neat stuff in it. Here it is. So I do plan on chopping that one up. We'll put that one in that pile. These were some neat catalogs that I picked up together. I want to say one I might have found somewhere else, but I ended up with this little stack of these miniature forum. And it also, this one here is the bicentennial, so American Revolution. So I really like this one here. It's got the businessmen with the Statue of Liberty arm there, and then it's got the colonials in the background. But, you know, it's got neat stories. A Child's Life in 1876, The Great Celebration. So this is neat. This particular, what is this, Forum like magazine is from 1976. And so it's, again, you know, 100-year or 200-year. That's neat. The Victorian Children's Room, and then it's got little directions you can make. Little furniture. There's some scrape a light bulb. I don't know. But that's kind of cute. So I really love there. And there's some scroll work and patterns. Oh, look at that for the knights in armor. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So yes, I really like that. That's very cute. This one was Christmas in Merry Old England. Again, 1976. So these might all be the same. There's a castle, a fold out. So, I mean, how cool would these pages be in journals? I just really love these. So, anyway, here's another 176 that's got little girls on it. It's very cute. Women. Here we've got, I don't know, you know, the Roman way I see it there. I was trying to guess from the picture. 1977. Fabulous. This one does not have a year, but it's March, April. And then here's a 76. And it almost looks like this is the first one, chapter 1. So and I have 2 of those. So first editions. And they look very nice. I don't know if they had a cover, but it looks like that's the cover. So I have those. So those are cool. This is a dollhouse I had gotten This was actually from her first dollhouse. I got it from somebody off of Facebook Marketplace. She had this Laura Ashley dollhouse for, I want to say, $10. And I said, I will come and get that right this minute. And I did. And oh my gosh, it's still in her room. She has never stopped. So it's in her blood. But this was one of the little sheets that was in what she had gave us. So I plan on using some of that in the journal. Here are just some doll pages. I think people, I don't think, I do know. Somebody had sent these for Boo because they're like American Girl dolls. And so I've stuck them in here because these are McCall's patterns, cute pattern page, because she will not let me touch the American Girl dolls books yet. Even the collector guides, we found one. And so I have not put, these are just setting to the side because she's not ready to make that album yet. So they're hanging out here for when she is. And then here is a whole book about needlepoint rugs for dollhouses. And oh my goodness, this is neat. So here it gives you patterns. Look at these little tiny miniature rugs you can make. Hello. And the directions here to make them. So I think that's really neat. And the great thing about these kinds of things is that this can be cross stitch. It does not have to be a miniature rug. You could just use it, make a great background page or addition to anything. I don't think that these patterns are necessarily meant for miniatures. Aren't they beautiful? Again, this is another one. A lot of these collector books are in really good condition. That one's cute, the little tiger. So, you know, I don't have any plans at the moment to chop any of these up, except that I just want to get them on my shelf. And I wanted to make sure, and I just wanted to sell them. My battery is going low, so why not? That one's pretty with the paisleys. Anyway, that's all that this book is. It's just patterns. But you could color those with colored pencils or gel pens, and those would be gorgeous, you know. So there's potential. Look at these beautiful ones. You could cut those out. So there's that. So love that book. That's a very pretty book. And then here's another White House replica. That's I want to put in my my Americana section. And so here's another, this is a White House replica though, of a different era. Oh no, this is the same one. Never mind, it is the same one. So there's another one about the White House. For some reason, I thought there was another one I had. I might still have it in here. Another book that is of a different era of the White House. So that's really cool, the miniature White House. Here's another needle point book, and I actually have two of these for cross stitch, knit, and crochet. And so again, same thing. You get all the little patterns that you can copy, and then look at the tiny little pictures. So some of these I can do. So I plan on trying to do these. Look at these little things. So yeah, I got these for copying. Okay, and then that's the same one. Here's another one, bread dough. So you make bread dough. It's very 70s, isn't it? Bread dough miniatures for floral miniatures, and it's kind of the same thing. Shows you how to make the little flowers, tulips, and you know, it's got violets and daisies, and it shows you how to cut them out and form them into the little tiny, just using something you can make at home with ingredients in your house. So I think that's really neat. Look at that on the piano. So I love that book. Okay. And then I have this one, which is like a dollhouse miniatures made from spools. It's all fine. In the living room. Thank you. So you use spools of thread. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. To make the little shadow box there. Cute as that. Here's another one for little needle arts. Look at the teeny tiny crochets. That's a crochet. I have to make one of those. And so here I've got the directions. Like, they've done all the work for me. So you know I'm going to be making some of these. There's the little state flag. How cute. Little things. I do have plans of making a micro granny square blanket for my dollhouse bed, but I have to get the dollhouse made for the dollhouse bread. Here's another one, or bed. Here's another bread dough. With this one's all fruits and vegetables. Same thing. It shows you how to make them. You know, how to make cucumbers realistic. How beautiful is that? Wouldn't you love to have a dollhouse market like that? Hello. And then this one is trim. So this is a book just on trims, door frames. It's got all the patterns here. So this is for, you know, when you're making your furniture and things. Here's a miniature magazine, and it's got parquet floors. So it is a magazine, but it's got special, here it is, doing a parquetry. What is that? Yeah, I don't know. Floor, but it has also information, plans, you know, like a typical magazine for a creator artist would be. Here's one for concepts of miniature electrical. So this one is going to show you the you know, the parts for what kind of, and it says from 1979. It says so right there on this paper. And it has the prices in there. So see, like something like this in this catalog, I would probably put in my project because it's not got any real value to me in that sense. I'm not going to learn anything from it. Here's another one of the miniature magazines, 1980. This is a miniature. This is Ideals Family Craft number 14. It's Ideals Magazine Miniature and Dollhouse Crafts. Let's guess the year, shall we? Can we guess? Ooh, I don't know. 1979. I love this 1920s kitchen replica for collectors in 1:1 scale. Look at the tiny little 1920s kitchen. And so it's, you know, like that magazine. Isn't really any color, but it is neat pages. So that would be neat, the magazines. And then here is a doll collecting book. Again, probably one that this one would be one I'd cut up because I don't collect dolls, but I love the pictures. So, and I imagine there's plenty of collector books like this. I mean, these are one-offs, you know, they're for people that are serious. So to me, it's just a book of pretty pictures. So this would be one that I would more than likely cut up with no problem, even decent condition. It's got a cool cover, so that might be worth, you know, making a journal out of just this cover, even though it's paperback. 81. It's still a kind of heavy. Then I have this one, which is just a little kid's book, Dolls Kids Can Make. And it's just got fun. I loved making puppets when I was a kid. I had a couple puppet making books. And I wish I still had my puppet. I wish I had a lot of the stuff I made. This one's from 95, but I don't, unfortunately. But I had a really love for making puppets, and I'd made all kinds of different types of puppets. So I really liked this book. That's what it reminded me of. I don't have, I think, but I don't come across puppet books, but I would definitely be looking for those myself. I remember making these little sock babies. Do you remember that? So these are all very cute. And it's got the patterns to make these things. These little kid puppets. I probably would not, or dolls, I probably would not need this book. That could be something chopped up. Here's another collectible book I plan to chop. And it's got your identification and value guide. It clearly came from like a library, 1999. And it's the same. But who doesn't love these images? And there's a lot more in this book than in the other ones. Why is it when I stop on the page, there's no... Yeah, you can kind of see both. There's there's nothing on that page. But these are really fun too because, you know, you get little Popeyes and you got, you know, Lulu's and Dennis the Menace. So love this book. So this will be really fun to chop up. So now that I've shared it here, now you know when you see little tiny dolls showing up on my desk. This is another collector book. I don't have a dust jacket for it. It's a Doll's House Furniture book. But it has a really neat cover, and it is 1976. They must have been very popular in the 70s. Seems like a lot. But here you've got just different, you know, again, more stuff on patterns and what to do and how to do it if you want to make specific miniatures. So there's that one. And then I have another one similar here. This one's Make Your Own Doll Houses and Dollhouse Miniatures. And this is my last one here. And it is 75. And it's exactly really the same as the one that I just showed. Okay, hang on. Over here. Where it's just kind of the patterns of it. So those are my doll and dollhouse books. I really like my collection. I have not too many, but I have ones that really bring me joy to look at still even now. And ones that I can use and ones that I can chop up and play with. So to me, it's a win-win. And as I start chopping up other books and things, whenever I come across the dolls or dollhouse items, they will be on the shelf there. And last, I want to say one more thing. My wee overheard me talking about being a pen pal, and she wanted to know what a pen pal was, and so we were talking about it. And then while I was cleaning up, and she said she wants to be a pen pal, and I said, okay, give me a minute. So if you are one, I might tag a few people in this that might be interested in doing a little back and forth with I found these when I was cleaning when I was pulling these out to dust the shelf and get ready to put them back. I found these Mad Libs. This one is really cute. It's postcards. So you send them the postcard. And I thought that was really cute. And then that got me thinking. And then we had this one. We have other Mad Libs, but these were ones that were small that I thought could fold up easy in a thing. But I thought if Boo sent somebody this page, forget this side. You don't want to do that side. You want to fill in this side and then send it back. And then she could read it. She could read it here with your answers and get some laughs. We've loved Mad Libs since the girl could talk. And she said, yes, she thinks that would be fun to send some Mad Libs back and forth. So if anybody would like to do a little pen pal, let me know. And that's it for this video. I'm working on, well, let me before I go, okay. Let me show you. Okay, I'm working on some tiny strawberries, for Carol over at Crinkle Path, and I couldn't help myself. I made tiny strawberries. Can you even see those? Look at these tiny. I just want you to be able to see the size. Let me kind of put it between my fingers though, because I haven't sewn that end yet. Okay. Oh my goodness. And then I have another one here. Oops, you're backwards. Okay. And then let me get up in my chair so you can make sure you can see it. Oh, okay. Look at how tiny the little strawberries are. Oh my gosh. So, they're micro strawberries. I was crocheting them this morning. I was listening to Janet. And I was having so much fun. I can't wait to stick them on things. I cannot wait to put these strawberries on a project. They're so little. That would be a neat element on a bowl of strawberries, but they're tiny crocheted strawberries. I mean, what adorableness is there? So I'll be making a few of those. Anyway, all right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in a chat or a comment section sometime. Bye.